to celebrate her life with music and her friends. I'm sure Linda would be delighted just to see all of us here together and just enjoying this day. She has touched each of us in so many ways, in different ways. Linda packed a lot of living in her short life, and I was blessed to have shared 8 years of her life and married for 4 of those years. She had many talents. She was a quilter, artist, a botanist, poet, songwriter, singer, and of course a musician, having written over 50 original songs. Some of these songs were copyrighted. Linda was smart, creative, funny, playful, soulful, insightful, and a very strong. The years I spent with her were the most special and cherished years of my life. She was my best friend. She was my rock. Linda moved here from Julian in June of 2003, and she didn't take long to meet new friends in town. I first met her on January the 10th of 2004, and it's a beautiful story, actually. It's sort of kind of divine in a sense. I was looking for a serious relationship. And I was actually online. I went online on a dating service, and I don't know, about the week later, I talked to my daughter and Julian, and I told her what I was up to, and she said, gee, Dad, I don't know if you really have to do that. She says, I really think, someone really special is going to come into your life. And I decided to take a bike ride down to the dam. And I was on my bike ride, I was on the trail and heading down to Hodges Dam. And I remember coming around this corner, and here is this lady holding binoculars, looking up in a tree, and I almost ran over her. There she was. I was just like, so I just braked and I swerved and I stopped and I looked back and I asked her, I says, what are you doing? And she says, well, I'm bird watching, and there's a flicker. There's a flicker up in this tree. And sure enough, there was a flicker up in this tree. And so I remember I had told her that I was, we started talking, and I told her that I was living in Del Dios and for 30 years, and I was with Audubon Society and kind of a local naturalist, and she said, well, she says, I'm from Julian, and first we just struck up this conversation. It was just a beautiful conversation, and then I just started looking at her, and I go, wow, man, she is really, really shocking. She was just so beautiful, and she had just this beautiful dark, complexion, and then there was that smile. And when she smiled, I just thought, wow, there's just something about her smile, and she just brought me right in, And I just didn't have the nerve to ask her at the time. I didn't have the nerve to ask her for her phone number and all that. So, I don't know, we just said, well, I'll see you later, and we went on our separate ways. So the following week, I was thinking about her. I was thinking about her all week, and I thought, I'm going to go back down that trail. I'm going to get on, but this time I'm going to walk. I'm going to take a hike down that trail. And it was the same time, it was a week later, and sure enough, I walked down that trail, and I saw her, and there she was. And we just hit it right off. And we talked about family and friends, and we talked about the bird life around Lake Hodges. And then I don't know, for some reason we got talking about food, and I said, by the way, I said, do you like sushi? And she says, well, yeah, I love sushi. So we exchanged phone numbers, and a week later we had our first date. And that's how we met. And it's just it was great. So she brought a lot of great times and a lot of wonderful memories. Well, about 4 years later, we decided we were going to get married, and we both agreed that we wanted to marry in Julian. And our very dear friends, Ann and Randall, offered the Fieldstone Farms as our wedding place. Linda and I would occasionally escape to Jillian to get away for the weekend and just have fun. And sometimes we go up there for the winter and we just take a really good hot tub, a good hot soak in a hot tub. And it was cold, Julian winter nights. It was great. And so we got married at Fieldstone Farms in Julian, right alongside a running creek, oak trees, old oak trees, lots of pine trees. It was just a beautiful place. And if Linda was here right now, she would thank you, Ann and Randall, for that day, because Ann married us. She's right there. Thank you, Ann.